What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Niner Boys podcast. I'm your host, Niner Sickness. I got my co-host Peter Lucas in the house. How you doing, Peter?
Another day, another turn of the world. How do they put that? As the
world turns.
As the world turns, so are the days of our lives. The
Yep.
days of Brandon Aiyuk. Yeah, it's
is
wild.
he signing?
But,
is he
but
not
I'm
signing?
Good. How are you doing, Beto?
I'm like you, bro. I'm sitting here following the soap opera that we call as the world turns, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, whatever you want to call it, with the whole the fact that I know all those names. I need to recheck my status, my manhood badge. But
hey,
anyway, that's for another
don't be
discussion.
ashamed.
Don't be ashamed.
Because funny story is like, well, I don't know if it's funny, but so when I was a kid, like growing up, my grandmother had to take care of me, like when my parents would go to work. So I haven't watched them in years, but I used to have to sit there at her house and watch all the soap opera, watch her stories with her every single day. like she'd watch her Price is Right and her game shows in the morning, and then we'd be sitting there watching her soap operas, and I'd even be reading the soap opera digest at like 8 years old.
Really?
So it was just something to do to get until my parents would come and pick me
up. What's up, Joe
80s,
Stevens?
Man.
How you doing, sir? I got you, bro. I got you. You know, I people know this, or those that don't know, I watch General Hospital. I like it. It's a cool time. I mean, I am a couple months behind though. I don't watch it like some people watch it like they're up to date. I'm more of a Chicago Fire, Chicago PD type of shows myself. But it is what it is. We got Steven in the house representing his Seahawks. How you doing, Steven? He says, so funny. We used to say, as the Russ turns, when the Russell Wilson drama was going on. He's laughing. We got the mother of the year, at least in my opinion, in Dawn Dotson. Wonderful mom, great supporter of the channel. We got our boy Jimmy in the house. What's up, Jimmy? How are we doing, Jimmy? Hope everything's doing good with you. Let me get my sound effects going on. Who do we have here? We got David McNiner in the house. How you doing, David?
What up, McNiner?
Welcome, sir. We got Rob in the Bay in the house. What's up, Rob in the Bay? Welcome. Let's see here. We got Brandon, who cannot make the show. Forever Faithful Podcast in the house. He was checking to see if Mike Garofalo was going to be on. He's right next to me. We just know him as Pete. But it's all good.
It's like the mask. Let me
Yeah, take off that mask. David McNiner says, what's up, Pete, Beto, and the Niner Empire? Please remember to wipe your patas. Get those patas wiped and get the smell out by hitting the like button, subscribing to both channels. Actually, subscribe all three channels. We are going live on Brandon's channel. He is one of the guys, so whenever we miss, if I miss like I did last week, or Pete misses, they still go on all three channels. So make sure to follow and support all three channels, por favor. What's up, Roberto David? Roberto Davis is in the house. What's up, brother? And look who we got here. We got my boy, Chemo. What's up, Chemo? He says, well, when this finally ends with the BA, if he gets traded, I will be glad it's done. I hear you, brother. Some Niner fans don't care whether he gets traded anymore or he stays. They just want the whole drama to cease. I said, I'm feeling bittersweet because I called it when he got drafted by the Niners. I got you. Look what we got. We got Jim Everett, the nothing.
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm kidding, Jim.
Chris Everett? Is that Chris Everett?
Chris Everett, yeah. I'm kidding. We got Justin in the house. What's up, Justin?
Oh, Justin, what's going on, brother? He
Uh,
came in the spaces with me the other day.
oh, did he? Well, right on. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Make sure to hit the like,
Appreciate you
subscribe
coming
to
through.
both of our channels, all three of our channels. I keep saying both because I'm only seeing you, Pete, but all three of our channels. Crazy Juice is in the house. What's up, Crazy Juice? Welcome. We got John Briggs in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your second time, you are family. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it on all three channels. Thank you. Let's see who else. My brother from a different mother. I knew it was him. How you doing, sir? So I always get confused with this name. Is it Sacred or Sacred?
It's
Clear
sacred.
that for me, Pete.
It's got to be sacred.
That's what I thought. Okay. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to butcher it. Welcome. We got Val Ramos in la casa. What's up, brother?
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
He says, Ramilia, the Great. And then he follows up with, what a loser.
Oh yeah!
That is funny, man. That is funny right there. Philly Bowl Entertainment, a.k.a. Regal Eagle. I think this is this is the little man that comes a lot on David McNiner's show. He's a young man, Eagles fan. So give it up for my brother Philly. Delusional young man, but young nevertheless. All right, so that seems to be everybody in the house. So Pete.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit of football. Let's talk of Brandon Aiyuk. For all the reports I've been hearing is that they're pretty much close to getting this resolved with the Niners. It seems like there's just one hurdle, whether it's huge, small, whatever, but there's a hurdle that they have to come to conclusion in order for this to be agreed upon. The Niners also agreed to trade him to the Steelers. I believe that now the Steelers and Niners have come to an agreement on whether it's just draft picks, whether it's a player in exchange for Aiyuk. But to me, it seems like Aiyuk really wants to stay and be a 49er. It seems like he does not want to leave. He does not want to uproot his family, but he wants to get paid and he wants to get paid what he thinks he's worth. Do you think when it's all said and done, when the dust all clears up, will he be a Niner or will we be seeing him back in yellow?
I've been a proponent all along that I still think that Brandon Aiyuk is going to end up on the 49ers. If the 49ers wanted this deal to be done with Pittsburgh, I think it would have already been done. I don't think that they're willing to give the 49ers exactly what they want, what they would want for Brandon Aiyuk. But at the same time, I think Brandon Aiyuk wants to be a 49er. That's that. At the end of the day, I think he wants to be a 49er. I think the 49ers want him there. What kind of threw me around this whole situation was how unwilling they were to move off of $1 to $2 million a year, and which really made me, because I think there was a lot of speculation throughout this process about Debo, and that it was a foregone conclusion that they were going to release, or I mean not release, but trade him next year. And I think this whole situation speaks more to the Debo's contract situation than it does Brandon Aiyuk. I think that the 49ers value Debo so much, and that's really what I'm getting from this whole situation, is that I think that they value him a lot more than people are willing to really admit. And they don't think, the 49ers don't think of their players with people. Like it's just really a weird situation. I just feel like everybody thought that was the easy play, is that they're going to re-sign Aiyuk. He's the pure receiver for Brock Purdy in the future, and that they would just move off of Debo's contract next season. And I think this is more them saying, hey, we're willing to offer you this so that we can keep the both of you, because if we can't, because it may affect Debo if we bring you in for any more. And I think that's kind of what is I'm not going to say that that's what's holding this up, but I feel like it's a part of it. And it's a weird, to me, it's a weird situation. Like, but it would make sense if that was the case, because I do know that Kyle loves him some Debo, and he loves to manufacture that guy touches. And I just think that they really value his skill set and what he can do. So, but as far as Aiyuk goes, it is what it is. I mean, we're all hearing that they're close on a deal right now, and that it's coming. It could come in. Everybody's got their Twitter on refresh, trying to be the first one to see him get that he got his deal. I think it's going to happen. I just think the 49ers don't want to get. I just don't think they want to lose, especially not after watching what they have beside, like, what they have to offer if Aiyuk's not in the building after that preseason game. I mean, granted, nobody was out there. Debo wasn't out there. Pearsall wasn't out there. Cowan wasn't out there. Jennings wasn't out there. But after those guys, there's really not much. There's really not much. So yeah, it is what it is. Nope, you're on mute. Unless you had muted me. Oh, they're saying that they hear an echo too. And I can't hear you at all.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Everyone in the chat, can you guys hear me?
Yep, I still can't hear you. Can anybody hear me? Okay. So they hear me. I just can't hear you, Beto. And Terradome says I have an echo too.
Test. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, but they said I still have an echo.
All right, give me a second. Testing 1, testing 2. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How about now?
It sounded
Still?
like you're in it. Now I can hear you good.
All right. So, guys, let me know if you guys can hear me as well. I apologize for technical difficulties. Can you guys, Pete, say something to see if they can still hear you echo?
Echo. Okay. Don says we're both good now.
All right, good. Oh my goodness, I'm all just touching
Apple products, bro.
Stop it! It's not the Apple. It's this guy here that is. It's operator. How do they call it? Operator error. Now we can hear you. Okay. All right, guys. So I apologize for the technical difficulties. Probably lost half of you, but the faithful stayed in here. Wow, we have 142 people in here. I appreciate that.
Appreciate y'all
all popping in, hanging in with us. Sorry for the issues at hand. So Pete, Brandon Aiyuk, man, he wants his money, which he deserves. He wants to be with a contender, which we understand. Thank you, Rob, Kimo, Jimmy, the rest of you. Appreciate it. So he wants to keep the money. I mean, the guy's coming up to his first contract, right? He's going to up his first contract, and he wants to get paid. I understand Niners have a budget, if we will, because they know that our quarterback situation next offseason is coming. They know Trent Williams wants money, and turn up the volume. Don't quite know what that means, but so the thing with Brandon Aiyuk, he wants to get paid as a top receiver. I think the Niners saw that, and they're finally getting tired with this drama. And I think they went ahead. If I'm not mistaken, I think they moved the bar up when it came to what they originally offered. I think they were originally offering 26. Do you think they're around the 28 mark now?
I think that they're probably close to it. Probably like 27 and a half, maybe. And seeing if that'll get push it through. Like I think that anybody that's been through a negotiation understands that you don't want to be the loser. You don't want to look like a loser, and you don't want to look like the person that caved. Like so, neither person is in this situation is going to get exactly what they wanted. 49ers aren't going to get Brandon Aiyuk at what they wanted. Brandon Aiyuk's not going to get the money that he asked for initially. Like, it's not going to happen. So it's like, to say who wins and who loses, nobody wins in a negotiation.
Correct.
After negotiation's over. So it doesn't really matter. Like, I know there's a lot of talk about leverage, and I'm sure we're going to talk about leverage later. I don't know. I just think that it doesn't matter to me. All that matters to me is that they get Brandon Aiyuk in the house and get him ready for this Super Bowl run.
Yep. I agree. We're in a Super Bowl window. I think Brandon Aiyuk. Can the Niners win without him? Yes. Can they get to the playoffs? Yes. But are the Niners a little bit weaker without Brandon? Absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm. They need Brandon. Brandon needs the Niners. They have a goal in mind. And I understand as Niner fans, we want this to be done with. We want Brandon. It's like a lot of Niner fans, and I don't speak for everyone, but for most of you that want him, just shut up and take the money. The guy is trying to take care of his family. Something I was watching, I forgot what TV show it is on the TV, but he was saying it was the ex-receiver of the Green Bay Packers. It's three guys is on there and one lady, I forgot her name. But anyway, he was saying that as a player himself, he can care less about Super Bowls. He goes, yes, it's nice to win Super Bowls. Yes, it's nice to win rings and accomplish that. But if you ask a player and the player's honestly going to be sincere, it's about making the money, make as much money as you possibly can while you can for yourself and your family. Super Bowls are nice, rings are nice, accolades are nice, but accolades and Super Bowls do not take care of your family. Finances do. So, do you agree with that statement? Yeah, James Jones. Thank you, Steve-O. James Jones said that. Do you agree with him? I do, but do you agree with him where it's about make your money? Yes, winning the Super Bowl is nice, but the Super Bowls are more for the teams to get that accolade. I think the players want to get their money, correct?
Yeah, and I think I'll be honest. Both sides come from a kind of a disingenuous disingenuous side, because we say, the owners are going to come with the thought, well, we have to do what's best for the team, and we have to fit all these guys into the salary cap, and so we can't pay everyone and all that. And normally the 49ers have found ways to make it work, and a lot of teams find ways to kick the can down the road and make it work. And they might worry about it later on down the road if they care about the player enough. But on the player side, the whole argument of I have to take care of my family is, to me, a little disingenuous. We're talking about millions of dollars, and we're talking about 20. Even if, let's say, the 49ers lowball offer of 26, you're telling me you can't take care of your family, 26 million? It's not about your family. You want the most money that you can get, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wish people would just be honest and just say, you know what? This is the only chance, maybe one of the only chances that I can have to make this kind of money. I need to strike now, and the team just needs to pay me what I'm worth now, and leave it at that. But we play these semantic games, and but I do think that Brandon Aiyuk deserves that money. He has balled out the last couple of years, honestly, since he's come into the league for the Niners. When he was a rookie, there was nobody else. He was the only one, really. I think that was the year that they were all hurt, and I mean, he still almost got 1,000 yards his rookie year. He has been balling. He has been in a completely the best example of a 49er receiver of exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants. And which is kind of weird because everybody thinks that Debo is Kyle's favorite, when it should be, I would think, Brandon Aiyuk. He does everything that the 49ers, they say a 49er player is. He blocks. He's a leader. He's constantly working. He doesn't take plays off. And he's constantly working on his craft. And he comes in, like, even right now, he's supposed to be on holding in or whatever the case is. He shows up every day, still talking to his teammates, still talking to the coaches, even talking to John Lynch when he was doing his negotiating. So I don't know. I think Brandon Aiyuk deserves that money, and the 49ers just got to figure out a way to get him. But the whole thing of the way people look at it, I think, is just kind of funny.
Yeah, and whenever it comes to contract negotiations, it gets a little tricky. The Niners value Aiyuk. If they did it, he would have been gone already. Aiyuk values the Niners. If he did not, he would have been gone already. The fact that we're still sitting here talking about that nothing has got done with the trade kind of clearly says that they both want each other. It's just a matter of getting all the ducks lined in order. And the Niners are looking to protect themselves in the future. They know they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. They know they're going to have to pay this player, that player, Hufanga, Ward, whoever it is coming down the pipe. They're going to have to invest that money. So they're looking at it. What can we do to keep him happy, but do not put ourselves in a hole where we're suffering in a year or two from now? And inside of Brandon's like, I just want to be recognized and I just want to be paid my worth.
Money.
I want my money based on what I can do. Now, a lot of people are like, yeah, but he's the fourth option here on the Niners, and he doesn't get the ball. See, it doesn't matter whether he's the first, second, third, or fourth option. What matters is anywhere else, would he be a number one receiver? Absolutely, yes, in my opinion. Where anybody else, if he went to the Bills, if he went to Kansas City, would he get those 1,500 yards a year? I believe he would. Because we have so many players, and that's a good problem to have, by the way, but because we have the CMCs, because we have the George Kittles, the Debos, and so forth, it's hard to give the ball to this guy all the time, but it doesn't mean he's not worth the money for what he can do, even though if he hasn't done it consistently because he doesn't get the ball much. I think at the end of the day, Pete, I believe they're going to sign him. They're going to agree. I mean, these guys, neither one of them want to give up. I know we hear a lot of this. Well, Aiyuk just wants out of here. The Niners don't want to deal with the noise. All that noise is from social media. All that noise is from people speculating, people sharing their information, which is fine. If you're a content creator and you want to speak about this and you want to bring your point, all that, I respect all that. That's what makes content creating beautiful. That's why we have YouTube channels, so we can all express how we feel. But it doesn't mean we're correct. It doesn't mean know that we know what we're saying correctly, because unless you have sources, and a lot of content creators do, and for those that do, props to you guys. But it's really up to Aiyuk and the Niners to get this fixed. Listen, Aiyuk is still here. He hasn't been traded. According to what I've been hearing, that everything is set with the Steelers. The Niners, the money-wise, Aiyuk is okay with. The number of picks, whether it's a player for Aiyuk, whether it's picks, the Niners are finally accepted that offer. So it's up to Aiyuk to say, okay, I don't want to be here. And the Niners to say, okay, let's get this trade going, and it'll happen. The fact that it hasn't just means they are working at the last minute to get this done, because the Niners want him here and he wants to be here.
Yep. No, I 100% agree with you. And I just think that it would be weird seeing Brandon Aiyuk play for somebody else.
It would be.
I'll be honest with you. Because he, like I said before, he just epitomizes what the 49ers want their players to be. And he fits perfectly into the system. People talk about him being the fourth option. And Brandon Aiyuk talks about himself being the fourth option. What fourth option is putting up the numbers Brandon Aiyuk is putting up? I'll wait.
Yeah.
Like, it's the reason why the 49ers offense goes as well as it does is because he's the fourth option.
Yep.
Like, when all else fails, Brandon Aiyuk is breaking somebody off one-on-one. Now, I saw Robin the Bay down there say that what did he say? He said that they would get the best defensive player finding he'd probably get doubled on other teams if he was number one wide receiver. They'd probably bracket him. But he doesn't have to deal with that on the 49ers because there's too many weapons. But at the same time, we don't know. We don't know what would happen. I think Brandon Aiyuk is tremendously talented, and I think that he would figure it out. But yeah, there's always that possibility. But at the same time, Brandon Aiyuk is a baller for the 49ers, and he is perfect for what the 49ers do. If he's going to put up what the numbers that he put up the last couple of seasons, then he is well worth the money. Period. Point blank.
Absolutely. Real quick, I just want to say hello to my girl, Red Jet. Shal's in the house. How you doing? Welcome. Good to see
Red
you.
Jet, what up?
Let's see here. Good to see you. I want to bring up a point that Niners throwback made, which a lot of us already know, but it's a valid point. Let's not forget that Brandon Aiyuk is always healthy. I love Debo. Debo plays a different style of football. I love what Debo does. Debo puts his body in harm's way more than Aiyuk does because of the physicality of Debo's play. And I love that for him. I hate when he gets hurt, but I understand it. You know, it's funny. A lot of people that they get mad at Debo for getting hurt, but they don't. They get mad at him too if he doesn't break through a linebacker. It's like you can't have it both ways. Either you have him go through a linebacker and maybe get hurt, or you have him slide. Debo's not going to slide, but to Niners throwback, Aiyuk is very more consistent when it comes to health, and it's just beautiful to have them both. And then you're going to sprinkle Ricky. You want to sprinkle Jacob, Calvin. You don't want to force them to be the guys that you have to depend on. You want to just be able to have the luxury of sprinkling them in when you have your three guys set, which is Debo, Aiyuk, and Juwan Jennings. I don't want to have to depend on Ricky year one. And as it is, he's already having issues staying healthy. I need receivers that we can count on. And Brock Purdy, we keep forgetting about Brock Purdy, how comfortable this guy feels with Brandon Aiyuk. This is his safety blanket. He knows when anything breaks down, he can go to Aiyuk. He knows if Aiyuk is covered with two defenders, he trusts that he'll come down with the ball. That trust is not easily gained with certain players. You have to feel really comfortable and earn that respect. And I would hate to break that relationship between Brock and Aiyuk. They need each other. We need them both. And hopefully by the end of tonight or tomorrow, we finally get the news that it gets broken. And I don't care who breaks it, but long as somebody says it is official, the Niners and Aiyuk have came to an agreement, and he will be a 49er for the next 4 years, 3 years, whatever it may be. You think they're shooting for a 3-year or 4-year deal if you're branded?
I think it's going to end up being a 4-year deal because I think that they want to keep him with. When they do bring him back, I think you would want him to be the future with Brock Purdy and them to be like kind of married together for the foreseeable. I've always pictured Brandon Aiyuk as being the future for Brock Purdy, and the cause, like not the cause, but the help him with his maturation process, having that go-to guy that he can just. He's already his go-to guy. When all else fails, he looks for Brandon Aiyuk, and we can say whatever we want to about okay, well he's got weapons and he's still got to get open, and he's the one guy on the 49ers that they stick at and this doesn't happen for any number one on any other team. Like there is no number one on any other team that's at the X spot that doesn't get moved around the formation, doesn't get put in motion to get him in advantageous situations and matchups. They don't do that for Brandon Aiyuk. He has to beat whoever's in front of him. And 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. The 49ers don't have anybody else on the roster right now that can do that, including Debo.
I agree.
So it's like he fills a real big need. Now, I wish the 49ers would feature him more. I wish they would feature him more so that just for the threat of it being there to open things up for Debo. Because I think teams key in on Debo all the time because the majority of the time he's the game plan. And I really wish that and CMC of course, but with Brandon Aiyuk, I just think that would open up it would just open it up for Brock, and it would give him some more areas. It would open up the field a little bit more. So, but we'll see. Maybe that's the plan this year.
Absolutely. Rob in the Bay says 3 year. I tend to agree with him. I think if I'm Aiyuk, I'm looking for a 3-year deal so that I can negotiate again.
Oh, if I'm Aiyuk, I would.
But I think the Niners want him for 4, and I think that might be actually. And I'm not saying it is because I'm not there. That might be the thing they're stuck on. The Niners are like, if we're going to pay you all this money, we're going to break it in 4 years because that also helps the Niners against the cap. People need to realize how it hits the cap. The longer you have a player, the more you can stretch it against the cap. The shorter, it's like, those places when you buy a TV and you buy it, like you can pay it off in 6 months with no interest, but you got to pay it off within those 6 months.
Yeah.
And people tend to wait passes it, and then they're pissed off that the interest rates kicked in. Well, the interest rates kick in day one. It's just it doesn't hit you until 6 months later if you go over it. And they do that because sometimes people forget, right? People forget about 6 months. I mean, 6 months from now, people don't know what they're doing, so they forget. So the same thing with this. I think Aiyuk might want 3 years. I think the Niners are saying 4. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe not.
I think that's part of it. It's probably part of it.
You know, and it's probably like they're probably talking about no trades. What do you call it? Where Brandon Aiyuk has a say so if he gets traded or not, where he wants to go. A lot of the little things. If he gets hurt, how much does he lose? There's so many. I mean, I don't know if you bought a house, right, Pete?
Oh yes.
Buying a house. When I bought my house, I thought paperwork was a lot for a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like a 45-minute process.
Yeah. I'll take the car paperwork any day compared to buying a home. It's like when I buy, it's like it's crazy. So yeah, I can kind of figure out how crazy this contract is. I know we all wanted to get it done. As long as Aiyuk is available week 1, we're good. Do you think
the other part of it,
go ahead.
real quick, the other part of it is we're talking about the years, but it's how many of those years, because the 49ers like to front load that guaranteed money and get it done in the first couple of years.
They like to get dummy years. Yeah.
Yeah. And then those last year or two, end up being void years, and so that way they can get out of the contract if they need to. But I think that early on, that was a part of the conversation, is that maybe Brandon Aiyuk doesn't want it structured in that way, and he wants the guaranteed money kind of stretched out. And
so many things that can take place that people don't realize, that neither one of them, and nobody's wrong. Aiyuk is not wrong. Neither is the Niners. It's just a matter of crossing your T's, dotting your I's, making sure everything does correctly. Nobody wants to rush through a contract at this magnitude. So hopefully it gets done. Let me ask you, Pete, real quick. If this continues to drag out, and although Aiyuk has been there, and he's been going through all the preparations, he just doesn't practice on the field, but everything else he's done. Do you think that's something better than not being there at all, like CeeDee Lamb, where you're not getting the new installs, you're not in the meeting rooms? Do you think that benefits a player? Obviously, practicing with your quarterback, getting reps is ultimately the best thing to do. But besides that, do you think being in the room and learning all the things that they're learning, it's a little bit helpful for him just to jump in week 1 and take off from there?
I mean, I think it benefits. Being in the building, it's the camaraderie with the guys. It's the camaraderie with the coaching staff, even the training staff. And it's always better to be in the building. But at the same time, you're not going to be ready. He's not going to be ready week 1. I'm just getting people ready for that now. If they sign him, even within the next couple of days, he is not going to be. In my opinion, there's going to be a little bit of a warm up process because he hasn't really been working out with the team and running the routes and like all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he's been working out to a degree, but at the same time, it's not the same. We saw it with Bosa. We saw it with Debo. There's nothing can duplicate being in training camp with your team and preparing with your team. Like you can be in the meeting rooms, but it's not the same.
I agree. I got texts from someone. I guess one of my moderators blocked somebody today, and he is my boy. So I got to figure this out after the show. Hey, no disrespect to my moderators. If my moderators block somebody, they did it because they felt they needed to be done. But that is my boy. So we'll get it squared away. But I was kind of looking at my phone while you were talking right there. Jose Villa's announced. What's up, Jose Villa?
What up, Jose?
How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. He says, look, I will sign BA number 11. to an extension next year, trade Debo, get off that contract, and be able to sign Brock. BA is a lot younger and is a better runner, a route runner, and a better receiver all around. I honestly believe, Pete, that I know a lot of people are like, let's sign. If we sign a BA, we're going to have to get rid of Debo next year. I don't feel that. I really don't feel that. Figure out the contract. The way I look at the contract, the way I understand the financials part of the Niners, there is a way where Brock Purdy can get signed. Debo can stay for another year or two, and Brock can get signed, because people don't realize Aiyuk's contract is not going to hit or officially hit us 2 years, like right as soon as he signs. It's going to hit us like 2 years later. When Brock Purdy signs, his contract is not going to hit. It's going to benefit the Niners right away. That's how the contracts are, and it's going to take effect 2 years down the line. So if Brock gets signed next year, his contract will not hurt us not hurt us, that's the right word, but it will not affect us until 27, I believe. So there is a world where the Niners sign Brock Purdy, they sign Brandon Aiyuk this today or tomorrow, and they can keep Debo for another year or two. There is a world that can happen. If they get a good trade partner for Debo, if Debo has a good year and they feel that this is the time where they can get the most ransom for Debo, like somebody offers 2 number ones or number 1 and a number 3, something like that, then I can understand the Niners moving on from Debo and moving him on. But I don't think they'll move him on just because of the financial. They'll move him on because somebody offered him a ransom and they'll take it. Otherwise, if he's still playing at elite level, Debo is, I can see him still being here next year.
Yeah, and it's not just because of Aiyuk's contract. It's not just because of Brock's contract. They've got a lot of contracts coming up. A lot. Huff's contract is coming up. I mean, how does he look after the injury? We don't know. Greenlaw's contract is coming up. They've got a lot coming up. Demo's next season too. And it's a good problem to have that you've got so many really good players that you want to pay, but at the same time, it's going to make it, the bigger these numbers get, the less flexibility you have as an organization. And no matter what people think of the salary cap, it's real. Eventually the money runs out. Now, the salary cap is going to go up like every year, I feel, unless the bottom drops out of the league, which is probably never going to happen because they print money. But at the same time, it's going to eventually, like, they can't pay everybody. Somebody's not going to get paid. Now, and they're going to have to make a decision because Debo's what, 28, 29?
Yeah. 20.
Yeah. So next season he'll be 30. And like, I mean, for running backs, that's the death knell year.
Yeah.
And what we call Debo the wide back. So I don't know what that means for him, but we'll see. We'll have to see. But I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion. I agree with you that it's not a foregone conclusion. That the 49ers have found ways to get creative in the past. Somebody's going to have to take a pay cut though, and somebody's not going to want to take a pay cut, and somebody's going to leave.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Like, for example, if they sign BA and they sign Brock next year and they keep Debo, remember, if by 2 years from now, at the very least, Trent Williams is not going to be here no more. That money is going to come off the book. So that money can be used for Greenlaw. That money can be used for Huff. So money drops, money picks up. So when they have a system where a player, they see money coming off the books, and they can see allocating that money elsewhere. Huff might not be here. They may trade him. If Mustafa plays good and Jair Brown is a good tandem, they might go with the 2 young guys and move on Hufanga. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but it can happen. Greenlaw is coming off an injury. I know nobody wants to hear it, but it's the truth. There's a possibility they can move on from him. So there's so many things that can take place between now and then. The Niners have a great system that works, has been working under Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. Man, we just got to trust the system for it to work. 49er Minded is in the house. We got Kenny Niners in the house. What's up, guys? Welcome.
What up, Bashar?
And I don't know if I acknowledged Niners Throwback, but I think I did.
Throwback always in the house.
Yeah, welcome. So, listen, we have a great situation to have. I know the 49ers and this whole Brandon Aiyuk have been kind of going too far. But real quick, before I go far, I just want to give a shout out to the 170 plus people in the chat. You guys are
phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the MVP. Let me give you guys a hand of applause for that. Appreciate you guys.
Without y'all, there's no show.
It's just me and Pete talking.
Yeah.
And we don't want real. Just that. So we appreciate you.
I just love the community. Like, I mean, we see a lot of you we see on a regular basis. And I love seeing new faces, but at the same time, we just appreciate the faithfulness, like faithfulness from the faithful. Like, but yeah, 49er Throwback, Bashar, my guy, like McNiner, Don, all of our regulars, and like, and just what, and you know, shout out to the new people coming in. We saw some new people, even from if you're from another fan base, because this is always about information, and we don't have to hate each other. It's just fun. So I
Did
love
you see that video that went viral? Real quick before I go to that spot, I just want to say, Don, good night. God bless you. Say night to the girls. Thank you always for supporting the Niner Sickness podcast and supporting my brother Pete and Brandon. You are amazing. Y'all. Have a wonderful night and a great continuous week. Did you see that video that my boy Alan, I forgot his last name, but he's a Rams fan, that he put on there? There was 2 Rams that got into a fight for a preseason game. And they were.
It was a Cowboy fan. It was a Cowboy fan.
Something like that. But the Ram fan was bleeding from
bloody,
yeah. And it's like, you know, somebody said it's just a preseason game, bro. That shouldn't happen even in a regular season game.
Yeah.
This is a hobby. It's a sport. It's a football game. When are we going to learn? And I understand it's a mixture of stupidity and alcohol. That mixes it up. Yes. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Some people can't handle their alcohol. But they're too dumb to know that, so they continue to drink and they fight. Why are you getting a fight? Why are you putting harm? You're gonna get jail time, you're gonna get this or that. For what? You might lose your job, you might lose custody of your kids over a
team argument that doesn't know who you are.
Yes, who doesn't know, and it's not gonna pay your bills when you can't pay your bills. It's just a sport. If somebody, the only way I'm going to put myself in jeopardy of going to jail is if somebody hits my family or threatens my family. At that point, nothing else matters but protecting my family. But if you want to call my Niners, it don't matter to me. I know they're not.
Just get on Twitter like everybody else.
Yeah. Fight on Twitter. That's the safest way to fight. You're not going to get fired unless you're known. But when I saw that video go viral, I'm like, wow. I remember one time being in the bathroom at a Niner. It was a Niner and Raider a game, and I was in the bathroom, and my luck, it happened to be right in front of my stall. Go figure, right? I heard pow, 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 bang, hit him. I mean, they were fighting. I couldn't see the fight because they were leaning against my my thing, and plus, I can open it inward, but I didn't want nobody to fall into my stall, and so I just kept it closed. But I heard everything, and then I seen a guy drop, and somebody got stabbed, and I'm like, come on, really? This happened? It was Candlestick. It didn't happen at Levi's, but I'm like, wow, all for what? Because we lost? You're going to go to jail because your team lost or your team got humiliated and you're going to stab somebody?
What you in for, bro? Hey, Niners lost 14-13.
Yeah. What you went for? Murder.
Okay.
What you went for?
Yeah.
Stealing a car, ripping a bank. What you go? Well, somebody made fun of my team and I didn't like it. They're like, "Yep, you're going to be my boy tonight. Say hello to Bubba." You know what I mean? It's just not worth it, man. It's football, guys. It's not worth it. Have fun. It's sadly to say that you can't even take your children to a game anymore because I remember one time I was at a Miami and Niner game. The guy, we were killing Miami. This is years ago. We were killing Miami. Miami had no hope to beat us at all. There was a man and her 4-year-old daughter. The punt returner for the Miami Dolphins ran it to the house. Okay. So the guy got it. I mean, the guy was down all game because the Niners were just whipping their butt. He got excited because they ran the ball back and somebody kicked him from behind. And he was very high at the bleachers and he went rolling down, hurt himself in front of the 4-year-old daughter. Why would you do that? You shouldn't do that even if we were losing, but much less beating the crap. I think it was like 34-7. I think that's the only score they scored or whatever. And I forgot when the game was, but the person went down and got hurt really bad over what? He got excited about his team. What example do you think that little girl learned? That girl's probably an adult now. By now, she's an adult. She was 4. She's probably like in her late 20s. It's been a long time ago, but it's never worth it, guys. Football is fun. We love talking about football. We like bringing football to you guys. I'd rather talk about Brandon Aiyuk. Is he signing? Is he not signing? Is he staying? He's not staying. Some of you might consider that boring, but it's fun for us content creators. But keep it civil. Anyway, I saw that video and I thought it was such a shame that somebody made the remark, well, you shouldn't fight on a preseason game. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't fight, period. Forget about the preseason. It can be the Super Bowl.
It's really a waste of time. But
waste of energy, waste of money, because you're going to get locked up. You might have to put bail. You know what I mean? Because if you want to go to work. But it's the alcohol, bro. I'm telling you, alcohol and stupidity don't mix.
Yeah, I know that.
And it's not everybody, because I've seen people drink a lot of alcohol and mellow, calm.
Yeah, that's how I am when I drink.
Yeah,
like I'm mellow. Like I sip on my whiskey.
So I don't blame the alcohol. I blame the person drinking the alcohol.
Alcohol just makes you. It enhances. It enhances whatever your personality is. If you're a mellow person, you're gonna be super mellow.
If you're hyper, it's gonna make you even worse. Yep.
Oh, yeah. But
now keep in mind, I haven't drank over 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Because unfortunately, I was the idiot that couldn't handle his beer.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks for me.
I used to get into bar fights, bro.
Oh yeah. No.
I used to go walk into bar fights just looking for a fight because. Anyway, I'm not promoting fights anymore. I'm in my 50s. By the way, I just turned 54 a couple of days ago, so I'm an old man. I am fighting. I'm overweight anyway, so I'm like, got no business fighting anybody. I probably get tired with 2 swings and I'm done. Throw in the towel. How long you been fighting? A minute and a half. I'm ready to throw the towel in. But Pete, it's been fun. How long we've been on here? About an hour. Is there anything going on your channel that you got going on? We have 170 plus live watching. Let them know. By the way, he's going to let you know how to find them, but all you got to do is click on the description below. All the links to all the channels are there. All you got to do is click on it and it'll take you where you need to go. Subscribe, like their channel, support them. But Pete, what do you got going on and where can they find you, Pete?
So you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can, if you don't like looking at my face, you can get the audio version anywhere where you get your audio podcast. It doesn't matter where you get it, just get it. Niner Fanatic Podcast and is the YouTube page, but you can Google Niner Fanatic Podcast, and I promise you it will come up. And it'll have all the places where you can get it. And so doing the show today, I had a great show with Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners last Thursday.
That's my guy, bro. That guy, I like that guy.
Yeah, awesome. Mike is awesome. And so this Thursday, I have another guest. I'm going to have Al Sacco from 49er Web Zone. Like it's Web Zone, right? Yeah, it's Web Zone.
Yes.
And yeah, he'll be on my show on this Thursday, same time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm really looking forward to have him on. I love his show. Him and Brian Rennick do a great job on their YouTube channel, and he writes really good articles. So I'm stoked to have him on the show. And so that's what we're doing this week. And then what time is the game?
Sunday.
Is it this Sunday?
Yes. Let me confirm. Give me a second, and I will confirm right now. This Sunday.
Here we go.
Sunday?
It's Sunday at 7 p.m. So it would
Have it
be
on the
5
Giants.
p.m. Pacific time.
Is there a game? No, this is okay.
The
That's
18th. Yes,
When
the
is it?
18th.
on
The
the
18th.
18th. Yeah, Sunday. What time?
Yes, Sunday. So,
5 o'clock.
7 p.m. for me, so 5 o'clock for Pacific time. And
Wow, they have the
against the
Saints
Saints.
favorite 2.5 points at home in the Niners.
Well,
Wow.
none of our players. Like, I don't think a lot of our players are going to be playing for most of the game. So, with as many injuries as the 49ers have right now, I would be surprised if they got one.
The fact that they had to
one-
cancel joint practice,
Yeah, that's
tells
wild.
you enough, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll be doing a show like right after the game, just quick instant reaction to what we saw. If you didn't see it, you can. I'd had an instant reaction from the last show where we kind of went over what was happening and who kind of flashed. So check out the channel for that. Other than that, that's really all I got going until next Tuesday.
Right on. And for myself, besides the shows that we have on Tuesday, every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, myself, Pete, and Brandon, all three of us are normally here unless something comes up. One of us may not be here, but you always have at least two of us doing the show. And then on Thursdays at 5 p.m., me and my girl Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, me and her will be going live every Thursday at 5 p.m. That is in hiatus right now, but we should be returning not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. And then on Sunday nights, every Sunday night, I go up solo, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I call it Niners After Dark, and I'll talk about the games that have just happened, or I'll talk about once the season starts, I talk about the game. So if you are not doing anything on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, come and join me, Niners After Dark, and let's talk 49ers. So again, Pete, it's always a pleasure coming live with you. It's always a pleasure having everyone in the audience. You guys are amazing. Hitting about
Awesome.
180 peeps in here supporting this channel. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit the like button on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys haven't. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And thank you once again for joining us. And be blessed. Stay faithful. Always remain faithful. And until next time, go Niners.
Go Niners.
Let's go. And that's the wrong one.